Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tackling a topic that, let's be real, often gets a pretty bad rap, and that is English grammar. Let's be honest with ourselves. For a lot of us, grammar just feels like this boring, endless list of restrictive rules that we're forced to memorize. But today, we're flipping that perspective entirely. Instead of seeing it as a cage locking you in, I want you to look at grammar as a logical, architectural toolkit. It is literally the blueprint that we use to build clear, effective communication. To get you comfortable with this blueprint, we've laid out a really clear 5-step roadmap for how we're going to construct a sentence from the ground up today. We're starting with number 1, the core building blocks. Then we move right into number 2, time, action, and agreement. After that, we'll navigate space and direction, followed by changing the perspective. And finally, we'll dive headfirst into the realm of possibility. Sound good? Let's go. All right, part 1, the core building blocks. Okay, so every solid structure needs raw materials, right? In language, you can basically think of these raw materials as the actors, the actions, and the props on a movie set. Without them, well, we don't have a scene. Our whole cast of characters consists of exactly 8 parts of speech. Nouns, like dog, and pronouns, like he, are our main actors. They're the people, the places, the things. Verbs, like go, provide the action. Adjectives, like big, and adverbs, like quickly, are our styling details. They describe our actors and actions to really give them flavor. Then we've got prepositions, like in, to show position, conjunctions, like and, to seamlessly join our words together, and interjections, like wow, to inject some sudden feeling right into the script. Now, to shine a spotlight on those actors, we use articles right before our nouns. Kind of think of them as little directional lights. You use a for a consonant sound like a cat, and an for a vowel sound like an apple. But when you want to pinpoint a very specific thing, something you and the listener already know about, you use the, like the sun or the teacher. Moving right along to part 2, time, action, and agreement. So now that we have our actors and props, we have to actually put them into motion. Because actions don't just happen in a vacuum, right? They happen in time. Tenses show the time of the action, and using them correctly is absolutely crucial to keep your listener from getting completely lost in your story. We have before, which is the past tense, I ate rice. We have now, the present tense, I eat rice. And we have later, the future tense, I will eat rice. Oh, and just a quick note. Each of these 3 timelines actually comes in 4 specific forms: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. Sometimes, though, our main action verb just can't do all the heavy lifting alone. It needs a supporting cast of auxiliary verbs. We have be verbs, like am, is, and are. We have verbs and do verbs. But I want you to pay very close attention to modal verbs. Words like will, can, and must are incredibly important because they add critical nuance to the main verb, showing us ability, possibility, or obligation. But wait, what happens when our actors and actions simply refuse to get along? Take a listen to this. He go to school. Oof, you probably felt a little mental hiccup hearing that, maybe even a literal shiver down your spine. It just sounds wrong. And that is because of subject-verb agreement. The strict logic of English dictates that the verb must match the subject. Singular subjects like he, she, or it require a singular verb. So the correct sentence is he goes to school. On the flip side, if we had a plural subject like they, the plural verb is required. They go to school. Let's move to part 3, navigating space and direction. If we're directing this language movie, our actors and actions need precise stage directions to navigate the physical world. This is exactly where prepositions come in. Now, there are over 50 common prepositions in English. I know, that might sound a bit intimidating, but they serve a highly practical purpose. They basically act as a map. They show position, like being in, on, or under something, or they show direction, moving to, into, or toward a location. They also show cause. They are literally the essential spatial glue that holds the physical reality of your sentences together. But prepositions don't just map space, they also map time. And honestly, this is a place where a lot of people get tripped up. Here's the trick. You use ats for a very specific time on the clock, like at 5 o'clock. You use on for a specific day or date, like on Monday. And then you zoom out and use in for a broader month or year, like in June or in 2026. Okay, so we've built a really solid foundation now with actors, actions, time, and space. But I want you to consider something for a second. What if the subject isn't the one doing the action at all? what if we want to completely flip the script? That brings us to part 4, changing the perspective. This introduces the concept of voice, which is super cool because it allows us to dramatically shift the focus of our sentence. In the active voice, she writes a letter, the subject is actively performing the action. But if we shift to the passive voice, a letter is written by her, suddenly the action is passively happening to the subject. You see that? The focus has completely shifted away from the person doing the writing and squarely onto the letter itself. So how exactly do we pull off this perspective shift? Let's walk sequentially through the actual formula, so it feels like assembling a simple logical puzzle. Step 1. Start with the object from your active sentence. Step 2. Add a be verb. Step 3. Drop in the past participle of your main verb. Step 4. Insert the little word by. And finally, step 5. End with the original subject. If you follow these 5 steps, you can perfectly construct a passive sentence every single time. No guessing required. All right, we've mastered time, space, and perspective in reality, but how do we talk about what might happen? How do we discuss conditions, rules, or things that simply haven't actually occurred yet? Welcome to Part 5, the realm of possibility. Here is where we get to our most advanced architectural feature, conditionals. These if sentences allow us to explore rules, possibilities, and regrets, and they neatly escalate in complexity. We start at 0 for undeniable scientific facts. If you heat water, it boils. Number 1 looks at a real future possibility. If it rains, I will stay home. Number 2 moves into the completely imaginary present. If I were rich, I would travel. And finally, number 3 deals with imaginary past regret. If I had studied, I would have passed. So the crucial takeaway from this whole explainer is that English grammar, it isn't just a random list of words and rigid restrictions. It is a brilliantly designed step-by-step toolkit. You've got the actors, the timeline, the spatial map, the perspective, and the realm of possibility. Now that you have the blueprint in your hands and you understand how these pieces logically connect, you are fully empowered to craft your own masterful sentences. So the only question left to ask yourself is, what will you build?